Okay, we are recording. Okay, so first I just want to say thank you so much for Taryn joining us on the call tonight, because I know it's a lot to take the time out to do this, and I appreciate it. Everybody appreciates it, and congratulations on SC 54 last month, because that is crazy and amazing, and everyone is anxiously awaiting everything that you have to say. I just want to quickly say a couple of things before we move on to the questions. If you're considering going to Summit, make sure you buy a ticket before the 12th or the 15th is the day we have to register for our tracks. It must be the 15th. So make sure you buy your ticket before the 15th so that you can register for everything that we need to register for ahead of time, because if you buy your ticket after that, you will just be assigned whatever you're randomly assigned to. So we all want to try and stay together, so it would make the most sense to do that if you can. And if you're considering Summit, you should do it. So there's that too. It's supposed to, I haven't gone, so I can't speak to firsthand knowledge, but I know that it's supposed to be like a life-changing experience, and I've seen people's paychecks. And there's a group that's a 5-star and above group that you're invited to once you get the 5-star, that like from corporate, and people have posted their own and their coaches' earnings from before the summit and like the week after the summit, and it's like a huge growth. So I would highly recommend going if you really intend on making this a business. I'm so excited about going. I'm so excited. There's so many of us. The other thing that I wanted to say is I'm going to start doing a contest every week for everybody in Team Inspire. And I'm not sure yet if it's just going to be based on SC points or it might be a different thing every week. Let's say this week is based on SC points. So the coach in Team Inspire that gets the most SC points this week will, every week there'll be a $100 donation to a charity. So the person that gets the most points gets to choose that charity for that week. I hope that makes sense. So basically every week there'll be a donation to a charity, and the contest winner in Team Inspire gets to choose the charity at which the money will be given. So that's going to start this week, and this week's will be based on SC points. So we have that, which I'm really excited to start doing. And yeah, so now let's get to the questions. So how this call is going to go is I'm just going to ask Taryn all the questions that were asked by you guys for what you wanted to know of how she's been insanely successful as a brand new coach, already a diamond, and SC 54 last month, and just consistently super high numbers. So Taryn, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. First, I'm just going to literally read these off, or many of them are going to be
I haven't prepared.
So what's that? You're scared?
A little bit, but I haven't prepared completely because I've been so busy and I haven't had a chance to read through everything. So hopefully I answer everything and I don't miss anything out. Or
you shouldn't have to.
I'm ready though. I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start. So the first question is, where do you post? Where do you post? Let's start with that.
Perfect. That's a good one. So I am actually, I think the key is to be a member of a lot of groups. So I'm a member of over 150 groups. And I am I found a lot of moms groups and a lot of buy and sell groups. So those are the two that I've had the most success in. And honestly, if the more groups that you can join and be a part of, the bigger success you're going to have.
After the like or comment, what do you say to get them to commit? That's the next question.
After the like or comment. Oh, I remember seeing that one. So I think the question is, do I respond to people if they just like my post or if they comment? So both. So even if someone likes my post, I will still send them a message. So both like and comment. So, and, a lot of times they'll like my post and I'll respond to them and introduce myself, and they'll already be a Beachbody coach, or, tell me, oh, I'm already a coach. I just wanted to say I liked your, story or whatever. So you never know what you're going to get. And sometimes I find that a lot of people are nervous to respond on a site. So they'll like it, but they're not going to say, please send me information. So that's why I always respond to both likes and comments.
That's great. So you already answered what kind of groups you post in. After sending info to these people, how often would you follow up with them, like the prospects?
So I usually do my follow-ups like once a week. But the other thing that I do as well is when I post in a group, I have like a notebook beside me. So once I start talking to people, I always put their name down. And I always put, like, when you get responses like, oh, yeah, let me talk to my husband about it. So I'll put their name down, and then beside it, I'll put like a little note, talk to their husband. And then I'll just say, give them 3 days, and then I'll put a date 3 days from now. So I'm always constantly going back to my notebook and constantly, following up with these people. So I do follow up once a week with most of them, but certain clients as well, I will put a follow-up date that I've already assigned to them to follow up. Because honestly, I speak to so many people that I would totally forget if I didn't have it written down in front of me.
Right. And I feel like that is so important. I did not always do that, and I started recently.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like how hard we all work just to get prospects for people interested, and then to not follow up with them is like crazy, because you already have all these people that are like 50% in and 50% out, and it's like you can just follow up with them and close a deal. So that, I feel like, is a really big.
It's so true. I have people I still am following up with from February, and they, I got someone yesterday that was a February follow-up, finally commit. So
yeah, it's so true. So everybody should do that. Even when you talk to somebody one time, just keep a notebook. I do the same thing in my planner. I have like a page in the back where I just add people's names all the time. And then once they buy, I'll cross their name off, but then I'll just keep following up with the rest. So that's a really good tip. Somebody's question, how do you close the deal?
That's a tough one. I don't have a specific way that I close the deal. Like, I always approach them. I tell them about the program. Once they purchase, I, add them to my group. I send them a starter kit. I don't have a specific way that I close every deal. It's, they're either interested or they're not interested. I don't have a special magic on closing. I don't know how to best answer that question.
Yeah, I think it's more about that you're on top of following up and doing all that stuff, and that's what makes a really big difference. What are you writing in your posts, and how often do you post in each group? That's a great question.
I use the same post, and I think also consistency is best too. So when I'm posting in these groups, I usually do it twice a month in each group. So I'll do maybe the beginning of the month and, mid-month. Like, they're all on different timing, but I try and do it twice a month. And I think that when people recognize your picture and your post again, they get more comfortable that you're legit and you're not a scam and things like that. So I use the same pictures and the same post all the time. And I tell my story. I just, say I'm a mom. I've got 3 kids under 4. I gained a lot of weight in my pregnancies, and I never thought that, I'd ever get my body back. And someone introduced me to this program, and it changed my life. And, it's so much so that I became a coach, and I just tell them my story and talk about, 21 days of clean eating. Because one of the things, I know it's another question later on people ask, is what program do you sell most? And it is a 21-day fix. So my post is based off of a 21 the 21-day fix and how 21 days of clean eating and 30-minute workouts can, and a great support team will really help them get the, reach their goals and lose the weight. And so, yeah, I'm just tell my story and what worked for me, and that's it.
I totally agree with that, and I feel like the picture of your before and after, or no? Do you post that too?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I feel like that is the key. Like your story, nothing salesy, no picture of like Shaun T or Autumn with containers, like a picture of yourself before and after, proving that it works, and your story and how people can relate to like a real mom, struggling to lose the weight and finding something that finally worked, and like you're here to help them do the same thing. I totally found success doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, and I know like one thing Jamie also always said to me too is profile picture is really important too. Like in my profile picture, I have a family picture, so it shows that I'm family oriented. So it's not just my before and after picture. It's I think people are drawn to that. It shows I'm more real. So I think that also helps me.
Okay. Do you look at or follow group rules, like rules of, advertising or posting or, whatever, that kind of thing?
I used to, when I first started posting in groups, I would follow the rules, but because I was really nervous and I didn't want anyone to get mad at me or get kicked out. But right now I post in so many groups, I really don't follow the rules. I just post. If I get kicked out, I get kicked out, and it wasn't meant to be. So I'm not one to follow the rules. I don't know if that's a bad thing. But I don't. If I see something that says, because some groups say only business posts on like Mondays and Thursdays, I'll follow those. But I don't go through every group and read all the rules before I post. I just post. And also, I have a tracker. I made an Excel spreadsheet of all my groups that I post in, and then all the dates beside every group. Every single time I post in a group, I put the date beside it. So I can see how many times I've posted in that group, and I don't post too often. And I can also see, like, if I'm still in that group, and I haven't been removed or gotten told off, then I am going to likely be able to post there again. So it helps me with that.
I feel like because I think a lot of people, when they do get told off or kicked out, take it really personally, and it's just part of what's part of the job, and like you can't take it personally, and you just have to keep it moving and find another group to join and hopefully find success with. But do you this is a question that I'm going to add that's not in here. Do you are you active in groups outside of your post, or is all you do in these groups is post these things?
Because I'm in so many groups, I am not active in them. So I don't, respond to all the things that go on in the groups, but I do like read them because they always pop up in my news feeds, but I don't actively post in them besides just posting about the business. No.
Right. Okay. How much time are you spending daily on Beachbody?
If I had time, I would.
Okay.
Depends on the day, but I mean, between my, running the challenge group and all the challengers and coaches, I would say definitely a couple hours a day, more so during the week than on the weekends. There's, if it's a night, I pick certain days of my week that I'm going to post in groups, and I know that, when I post, I have to be by the computer and, ready to respond. So I have to, be free and know that my, kids are taken care of. And I just have to set that time aside, that I know that this is the time that I'm working. So I would definitely say a couple hours a night at least.
What do you say when they say it's too expensive?
I just try and justify it. So, you know, I do get personal with them and ask, well, what's your day like? Do you have a gym membership? Are you currently a member of a gym? Do you have a personal trainer? I try to see what extracurricular things that they're doing, and maybe there's something that they can cut back for a month that they can try it. You know, I tell them it's much cheaper than the cost of a gym. You know, the shakes are like $4 a day, like, you know, the same cost as a cup of coffee. You know, I see if they drink coffee, things like that. And, you know, if they still say, no, it's too expensive, I can't afford it right now, I've got a car payment coming up or whatever, their name goes on my list and I put a follow-up date, say like 3 weeks from now, like, and I'll follow up with them. And I keep doing that and I keep following up with them. It might be expensive this month, but maybe next month they can do it. So just because they say it's expensive doesn't mean that you cross them off your list. So you just keep, you know, like, especially this month with the sale going on, I'm approaching all my people that said it was too expensive from my list. And I go back, hey, guess what? You know, 21 Day Fix is on sale this month. Do you want to try it? Is this month a better month for you? So it's all, the key is following up.
Yep, I totally agree with that. This is your before and after picture. Sorry, let's see. Do you try and sell all the programs, or you just do one specifically? Like, so if just one, how do you get them interested in that program? Do you only talk about the 21 Day Fix, or do you talk about other programs with prospects?
I do. So my post is only about the 21 Day Fix, but I do, when I'm engaging them and talking about their lifestyle, and I do, you know, talk about other programs as well. So I, you know, like the P90X3, like programs that I've tried, like I've done P90X3 and PIO and Insanity Max 30. And so I do talk about those, but you know, the way that I draw them in is definitely the 21 Day Fix, because honestly, to me, I feel that program is very easy to sell. People are looking for a quick fix. And, you know, like my first program was the P90X3, but, you know, like seeing a program that, hey, can, you know, have changes and results in 21 days, people are going to be drawn to that right away and respond to me quicker than if I said it was a 60 or 90-day program. So the key is to draw them in. They're interested in a healthy lifestyle change. And then, you know, I can talk about the other programs if, you know, they're not interested in the 21 Day Fix, but definitely part of my pitch is the 21 Day Fix.
Great. How do you keep track of all your potential customers? I think you answered that. Common hurdles to making the sale, like cost and how you overcome them. Okay. How long do you wait to follow up after talking to a potential customer? You did that. I guess there's not as many questions as we thought. What do you say when you follow up? I guess, what do you do with people? Maybe that's a good question. What do you say when you follow up with people that didn't purchase before?
I just say, you know, I just wanted to follow up with you to see if you had a chance to think about the program anymore. It depends on the situation of why they weren't able to do it to begin with. Like if it was a money situation, you know, hey, like this month, it's all about telling them, hey, I just wanted to let you know that the program's on sale this month. It's 25, or I think it's 25 in Canada, $25 off. I don't know if, you know, this is a better month for you, but I just wanted to check in and touch base with you to see if you wanted to join me this month. So it's really easy, just telling them you want to touch base, see how things were going, and if this month is a better month for them to sign up.
Cool.
I'm also not, sorry, there's a delay, so it's so hard to know when you're speaking over me.
Go. You continue.
I forgot what was I going to say? I
About
think
follow-up.
I'm also not very salesy. So, I'm not a pusher.
Yeah. I think that's a huge thing because when you come off like desperate and salesy, people are immediately turned off. And when you're, not, they trust you more and they feel more like they want to work with you. So I think that's really important. That's a really good one. Okay, when someone asks you to tell them a little bit about what's involved in the challenge groups or what a challenge group is, how do you respond? How much info do you give them? Did you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello. Are you there? Mm-hmm. Hello? Okay, we may be having technical difficulties here. Taryn, are you there? Hello? No? Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
you just went. Hi. Can you hear me?
The phone went, yeah, I got cut off. I had to call back in.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Did you hear that last question or no?
No, I had to hang up and call back. It went blank. The whole meeting.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. You ready?
Yes.
When someone asks you to tell them a little bit about what's involved in a challenge group or what a challenge group is, how do you respond to that and how much info do you give them?
I don't go into full details. I just basically say it's an online group used, to support and encourage them, and people are all doing, it helps them stay accountable and on track every day. And, it's just a fun group that we get together and we share recipes and meal tips and, we can complain and just give each other advice and support. I don't, go into full details. I just kind of give them a basic outline of what to expect in the group and just tell them it's fun.
Right. Great. Okay, I don't know if this will make, okay, I'm going to read it to you and then we'll go from there. Why don't you have your husband get the sale once you hit your SE goals? I don't have a spouse, so I'm wondering why you wouldn't do it if you can. So do you even have, let's start with, is your husband a coach under you?
No, and the reason he's not is my husband owns, his own business, like couple businesses. So for me, right now, it doesn't work to have my husband under me for like tax reasons and things like that. He already has a couple businesses that he runs. So I can see the point. If I did have my husband, I probably would do that and, reach my goal and then try and get him to his, but I don't. So okay. I'm just working mine right now.
Okay. How many clients do you typically have at once and how do you keep up with all of them?
I'm still trying to, so I have about at a time, over 30, I'd say right now. And again, I've made an Excel spreadsheet with all my customers, their programs, their start dates, their weights. And, when they send me everything every week, I track it. I try and touch base a couple times a week with them. Some, obviously, I'm closer with than others because they reach out to me a lot. Like some I talk to every single day, multiple times a day, and some I only speak to maybe once or 5 times a week. It depends on the individual. But I do try and reach out, at least if I'm not talking to them through my challenge group, I talk to them at least 3 times a week, I hope to. And it's all, tracked through my spreadsheets that I make. Because I find, honestly, spreadsheets are your best friend. Like, they really help organize you and, make things so much easier, especially when you have so many people and you're trying to keep track of who's who, because, you're not meeting them face to face. This is an online relationship. So sometimes it's hard. You can confuse people like, oh, did she do this time? Or because, you have to keep them all in your head. So I have to track them on my spreadsheets. So again, it's a really big thing that people should be doing is creating these spreadsheets.
Great. Let's see if there's any more. When someone wants to know how to join the challenge group, what do you say? I don't know if you could, that's kind of an unclear question. If anybody has any more questions or any question that I somehow missed or didn't see, post it on the pinned question right now, because we are going to end this call. So I just want to make sure everybody's questions are answered, make sure it's clear so that I can ask it. I'm going to give it just 1 minute to see if anybody posts, but thank you so much for sharing everything with us. I think that those are really, really good tips about keeping track of everybody, and definitely making a list of anyone that ever liked or, asked you questions about a group, to just continuously follow up with them, because I think you can agree with me, and so much of the time that they do become customers eventually. You just have to keep them in your rotation, right? Do you agree with that? Yeah. So, I think that's a really, really like a thing that we all, and I did this too forever, kind of like wasted the opportunity of so many people that reached out to me and just didn't keep them in my like loop of people to follow up with. And I feel like that's like every month we're looking for more people, and you already have all these other people. You just have to reach out to them again. Okay. So I'm going to ask 2 last questions and then we're going to end the call. Do you find better responses from your postings in the evening versus daytime?
It depends. Some of my postings, like if I'm posting out west, yes, where there's a 3-hour time difference. But when I don't really, I find that I get the same response during the day and at night, because generally I tend to post after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I haven't found, it to be any different if I've posted at 9 a.m. I still get the same responses.
Okay. When posting in online groups to advertise the programs, how do you choose which one? I'm finding a lot have tons of, okay, we asked that. What about, how do you find all the groups to join? Do you just like search for like mom group or moms, or like buy and sell?
Yeah.
Like, how do you find all?
So I look in my suggested groups, and I find a lot that way. And I also, type in moms groups, and I'll put in like a city or, a town. And a lot of times it will then populate other groups that, hey, well, what about this group? What about this group? And I just join them. I look for big groups too, like with big numbers, that has a big audience. So not, small groups, because I don't tend to get a lot of response if it's a smaller group.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Let's see. I think that's it. Okay, you guys. So thank you guys for calling, and thank you so much again for sharing all your tips and your time with us. We really appreciate it. I guess if anybody has any questions that pop up, anytime, you can post in the group and Taryn can answer them if she gets around to it. And yeah, that's it. So remember about Summit if you want to if you're planning on going or you're thinking about going, make that decision quick and register, because we want to make sure we can all be on the same track with all the events. And yes, hit SC this month. Try and get the most Success Club points you can this week, and then you'll be the person that gets to choose the charity for the donation. That's going to end tomorrow. So Success Club points from the 1st, not tomorrow, till Sunday, from the 1st to the 7th will be the first week. So thank you so much again for taking the time, and thank you guys for calling. I hope you guys all got a lot out of this. And everybody have a good night and a good week.
Thanks.
Good night, guys. Bye-bye.